There is a place in our galaxy manufacturing real sugar right now, and up to 50 million tons of it have already landed on Earth. Not sugar-like, not a sugar precursor. Sugar. The same molecule that makes a raspberry sweet, floating 27,000 light-years away. So, did the sugar in your blood come from Earth, or is it older than the Sun? The answer arrived last Monday, and it is the last thing you will hear in this video. Stay with me, because a Spanish team went hunting for one specific thing in that cloud and found nothing. And it is that absence that changes everything. Its name is G plus 0.693. It is a cloud of gas and dust near the center of the Milky Way, in a region called Sagittarius B2. There is no star inside it. No planet. It is cold enough to press against absolute zero, and so thin that the vacuum inside your microwave would count as dense next to it. And it is, as far as we know, the most chemically rich place in the known universe. Astronomers have cataloged around 30 molecules they're tied to the chemistry that comes before life. Amino acid precursors, lipid precursors, nucleotide precursors. Always precursors, never the thing itself. 30 years of pointing telescopes at that cloud, and sugar, the molecule feeding every cell in your body at this exact second, never showed up. Until now. And the one that finally did has a detail nobody saw coming. You can buy it at a drugstore. It is called erythrulose. 4 carbons, 8 hydrogens, 4 oxygens, 14 atoms. Here is the first shock. This molecule is in your bathroom. Erythrulose is what turns your skin brown in self-tanner. It is what makes a raspberry sweet. It is an ordinary, boring, supermarket shelf ingredient. The universe was manufacturing it 27,000 light-years away, and we were rubbing it on our arms. 14 atoms sounds small. In interstellar space, it is a record. It is the largest non-cyclic molecule ever identified between the stars, and the first one ever found carrying 4 oxygen atoms at once. Every additional oxygen is another chance for the molecule to shatter before anyone can detect it. 4 of them, intact, in a place soaked in radiation, is the chemical equivalent of finding a house of cards still standing in the middle of a hurricane. But the record is not the strange part. The strange part is what was missing beside it. The team was not hunting for erythrulose. They were hunting for smaller sugars, the 3 carbon ones. Simpler, easier to form, easier to see. That logic has been the foundation of astrochemistry for decades. Molecules in space grow 1 carbon at a time. First 2, then 3, then 4. A ladder. They found no 3 carbon sugars. None. And they found the 4 carbon one, the bigger one, the harder one. At least 8 times more abundant than the 3s. Sit with that for a second. The bottom rung of the ladder does not exist. The top rung is crowded. In the words of the researcher who led the study, the result was unexpected, because the prevailing view was exactly that. Sequential growth, carbon by carbon. The cloud did not read the manual. Hold on to that absence. It is the secret of this entire video, and I will hand it back to you in the final minute. If that just rearranged something in your head, you already know what the like button is for. So how does anyone see a 14-atom molecule from 160 quadrillion miles away? You do not see it. You listen to it. Every molecule spins, and as it spins, it emits radio waves in a sequence of frequencies that belongs to it alone. A fingerprint. Not similar. Unique. Picture a piano at the back of a packed stadium in total darkness. You cannot see the piano, but if you know exactly what that piano sounds like, and those notes surface out of the noise in the right order, you know it is there. 2 telescopes in Spain, the 40-meter dish at Yabes and the 30-meter IRAM dish in the Sierra Nevada, listened to the cloud. In a laboratory, they measured erythrulose's notes, and they found 12 independent lines matching. This is the line that separates this video from a headline. It is not a forecast, not a model, not a simulation. It is a measurement, 12 times over. And here is a question for you. That cloud rained sugar across the entire planet, but not evenly. Tell me in the comments where you are watching from. I want to see how many corners of the world you came from, because whatever fell on all of you. Once they measured how much of it was there, someone had to do the math nobody wanted to do. If the sugar was not assembled carbon by carbon in the gas, where was it assembled? In ice. Literally. Every grain of dust in that cloud is about the size of a smoke particle, and each one is wrapped in a shell of ice a few micrometers thick. It is there, on that surface, a few degrees above absolute zero, that simple two-carbon alcohols meet, stick, and, with no heat, no light, no liquid water, nothing anyone would call decent chemistry, organize themselves into a sugar. Every textbook you ever read taught you that sugar is what a plant makes out of sunlight. That cloud makes sugar in total darkness, with no star anywhere near it, and it has been doing it longer than the sun has existed. And what gets manufactured there does not stay there. Clouds like that one are the cradles of planetary systems. It collapses. It becomes a star. And the leftover dust, with the ice, with the sugar, becomes a comet, becomes an asteroid, and asteroids fall. Between 4.1 and 3.8 billion years ago, Earth took the worst bombardment in its history. The sky streaked, the crust melted and reset, the oceans boiled off and came back. Using the abundance they measured in that cloud, the researchers calculated how much erythrulose could have reached Earth's surface during that window. Between 500,000 and 50 million tons. I want to be honest about that number. It is an estimate, and the range is enormous. 500,000 to 50 million is a factor of 100. Nobody is claiming the exact figure, but the proof that the route works is not theoretical. Ribose and glucose, real sugars, have already been found inside primitive meteorites, and in the samples NASA brought home from the asteroid Bennu. It is not a hypothesis that space delivers sugar. We have already opened the package, and there is something inside that package more unsettling than the sugar. Hold both your hands out in front of you. They are identical, and they are impossible to lay on top of each other. That property is called chirality, handedness. Molecules have hands too. There is left-handed erythrulose and right-handed erythrulose. And here is the oldest mystery in biology. Life on Earth uses one hand only. Every sugar in your genes is right-handed. Every amino acid in your proteins is left-handed. Everyone. In every bacterium, every oak tree, every human being who has ever lived. Nobody knows why. Erythrulose is chiral, and it is only the second chiral molecule ever detected in the entire history of interstellar astronomy, which means handedness, the most fundamental and least explained signature of life, may have been decided out there, in the ice, before there was a here. And before the answer, hold on to one word. Threose. You will need it in 40 seconds. One note on how big this is. When a chemist at MIT saw the draft of this paper back in early June, before publication, before the press, he happened to be giving a talk at an observatory in the Netherlands that same day. He threw the result into his talk. On the spot, just to alert everyone in the room. Scientists do not do that for a good paper. They do it for a paper that moves the floor. So, did the sugar in your blood come from Earth, or is it older than the sun? The honest answer is that the route is proven, the quantity is measured, the timeline fits. And nobody will ever trace the exact origin of the last glucose molecule in your breakfast. But that is no longer the interesting question. Because I asked you to hold on to an absence, the missing rung, the 3 carbon sugars that were not there. If the 4 carbon sugar is 8 times more abundant than the 3, and the 3 simply does not exist in that cloud, then the sugar did not climb a ladder. It was not assembled piece by piece, rung by rung, across eons. It arrived whole. And now the word I asked you to keep. On contact with water, erythrulose converts into threose, and threose forms the backbone of TNA, a genetic molecule simpler than RNA, one that many researchers believe came before RNA. Before the code you are running on, put the three together. That cloud was not manufacturing food for life. It was manufacturing in the dark, with no star, no planet, no ocean, the first draft of genetics, and delivering it by asteroid to a planet that had not finished cooling. At the start of this video, you pictured a hostile place 27,000 light-years away, a place that would kill you in seconds. It is not a place that would kill you. It is the place where you were assembled, 4 billion years before there was anywhere to put you. That same team is already aiming the same telescopes at the same cloud, hunting the next molecule on the list, ribose, the sugar that forms the spine of your RNA. If it is there, and after this week, almost nobody is betting against it, then the question stops being how life started here. It becomes, why only here? Because if the recipe is drifting for free at the center of the galaxy, dumped onto any planet that wanders close enough, then either we are the best documented accident in history, or we are not the only place where the package got opened. And the only thing left to find out is which of those two hurts more.